So, my first deep dive on Max at this point was literally a year ago, at the end of September last year. And if you haven't watched it, that's okay, because you don't need to have watched it to understand this video. But first, just to catch you up a little bit, what has happened since then? Well, in short, a lot. But let's start from the beginning. I received an intense amount of hate, which I was ready for, but I was pleasantly surprised to also see comments from several former Max fans who felt similarly to me. Pretty much right after, I began working on the script for the second video. At first, I was planning to do a trilogy of videos, but over time, the next two videos melded into one. The final script was finished around April. It just sounds really stupid in retrospect just saying this, but it was over 200 pages long, and it featured basically film level stuff that I would never have time to learn or do. And not only that, but over the break that I took from YouTube and just posting, I realized that a video like this, if anything, would just really be shallowly imitating one of Max's, rather than stripping away the fat and conveying information. It reveled in its style. For the sake of getting the information out the quickest to the most people, to be palpable and efficient, that script is dunzo, right? Max hadn't asked me anything where anything was not allowed to be asked. He had some great clips during this, including going through my first video point by point in order without mentioning my name. Nice.
Board asks, do you actually like hurt pedos? How do you mean? Are you asking, am I going out in my costume and beating up predators? If that's what you're asking, the answer is no. That's not what I'm doing. But am I making other people do that? How was your week, Mama? It's all fun and games from there. Like, before, you know, it's fucking grueling, like talking to them every day and getting them to trust you and shit like that. But when they finally fucking give you what you were looking for, oh, amazing. Amazing is the right way to describe it. I also feel amazed. So thank you, Zebra Girl 999, for what led you to doing what you do now? You have been a burning passion for fighting off some really bad people, and I just wondered what put that fire in your soul. Yeah, just, you know, God, it just felt like I walked into it. Like I just stumbled into pedo hunting. Like, oh, what's this? I'll try it out. Oh, wow, that was a lot of fun. And a lot of people are rewarding me with compliments and encouragement, and like they're like thanking me like I'm a fucking hero, even though I'm not. Like, it's like, yeah, that's what did it. And then as it became more serious and got more important, that's just what solidified it. I think if this channel does nothing else, I want it to create a precedent that we don't fucking want pedophiles on Earth. You get what I'm saying? And I think I am doing a pretty good job at that. I think definitely more and more people are like, yeah, fuck pedophiles, dude. Let's go fucking beat up some pedophiles. I was like introverted as a kid and I didn't go anywhere. And I wasn't on the internet. Like, I would probably be a CSA survivor if I was allowed on the internet, or if I did go out more. Like, the amount of pedophiles in the world is crazy, dude. Like, everyone thinks it's like, oh, it's rare. Like, it's like maybe 1 in a million. No, it's fucking not. They're everywhere. Like, it's like more like 1 in 10 people. Like, as you're like driving, you're passing like hundreds of pedophiles. I guarantee you. It's really fucking disgusting, and it's sad that I'm hoping that something my videos could do is show more people that, hey, there's pedophiles all over the place. Like, someone, my lady class, I hope I said that right, says, since you mentioned pedophilia is surprisingly common, why do you think that is? Do you think there's a way to lessen it, if that's even possible? Yeah, genocide. I think we should... jokes. That's a joke, everyone. That's a joke, everyone. YouTube, it's a joke. I was just joking, YouTube. But for real, though, well, currently there's no cure. I know people say, oh, I'm getting therapy. I remember Zach was like, oh, I'm getting therapy for it. No, you're not. There is no therapy for it. I mean, there is, but it doesn't work. Like... you know, what can we do besides what my what my content is like, basically showing y'all what we should do. The whole point of doing YouTube was like to learn filmmaking, because the ultimate goal is to make films, right? And so that's why I started my YouTube channel in the first place, was to learn how to make films. And as you can see, like, those of you who have been around for a while, you can see, like, the evolution of my channel. Like, as time went on, I just got, you know, better and better at filmmaking. And yeah, that was the goal. So yeah, it would just be extremely difficult to do something like that. But I would love to. Like, if I could... if I could, like, get Joe Biden to, like, take a bite, that would be great. I'm not saying Joe Biden's a pedo, even though, you know, he touches little girls very weirdly. As weird as that is to say, like, hurting someone felt really good, especially, you know, someone who deserves it. And, you know, people, like, started, like, you know, showering me with praise for doing that. And that felt really good, and that is what inspired the content at first, was that, like, I don't know, it just felt, I'm just this person with a lot of built-up anger, and I wanted to take it out, and I could take it out on pedophiles, and I was good at it. Total thanks, man. Harry, thank you for the question. Yeah, I would definitely collab with those channels. I don't think I would ever go up to a predator, because I am afraid of going to jail and prison. Because I would probably do something that would land me. So I prefer just to, you know, not interact with them in person, because I don't... If I'm going in person, I'm bringing my brass. And if I bring my brass, bad shit's going on. Oh no, people can disagree with us. It's okay. Like, that doesn't immediately mean they're a pedophile. And I get why you're doing it. Like, someone says stupid shit on the internet, you want to call them, oh, okay, you're a pedo. I get that, but it's not, you shouldn't just be throwing around words when it doesn't mean anything. What happened to all the old videos you had on your channel, and do you care if people archive them? So I deleted them. Well, I think they're private, but I deleted them. Like, out of the public view, because I don't think they are representative of who I am anymore. I probably say things in them that are, that I don't agree with now. Like, when I look back at my old videos, I feel like I'm looking at a completely different person. I don't even recognize myself. I say dumb shit, like I say slurs. I've said the N-word in the past. I'm not afraid to admit to that because that is what happened. And obviously, I apologize for all that. I'm more mature now and realize all that shit is, that's kid shit. So yeah, I don't think it represents who I am anymore, so I don't want that on my channel.
For the people who haven't researched themselves half to death, Max used to want to be a rapper. He wrote a series of gory horror cow type rap in a journal that he gave to his high school obsession.
Had raps about killing the dude who abused her.
Speaking on how he wanted to kill those who brought pain in her life. With that being said, I was so excited seeing Max finally incorporate this into his content. Interestingly, Max went with the following in his chorus. Now you're the prey, and we're the pred.
Because I put my heart into that one, and I know some of the lines were a bit cheesy, but I was also like doing like double and triple rhymes, so I thought like that would like maybe like make it okay. Oh no, was Prey alright? Was it trash?
He goes on to talk about how he will be SAing the prey in the chorus. Obviously, he's talking about PDF files. But I'm not so sure about the Code of Hammurabi when it comes to stuff like this.
I can't feel my arms.
This time last year, things were looking just fine for Max, as you can see. But starting around a year ago, the complimentary posts became fewer and fewer, and we start to see a new trend emerge. Cartoon Ink is fake. Lane is still active. Pablo Sonny is still alive. And he lied about it. Other stuff about Max's coworkers. A message confirming that Everlasting Summer is about Sarah. Charlie's response.
Stop ignoring MAMAMAX. Yeah, so here, you want me to talk about it a little bit? That rubbed me the wrong way. We talked like a month ago about like what he was working on in his investigation. And then apparently when I had COVID, he messaged me a couple times and I never saw it. And now he's taken that as me ghosting him and ignoring his very important mission. And it really rubs me the wrong way. Instead of just jumping to the most extreme possible explanation for me not seeing it, which is really fucking cringe. That did make me upset. There. Yeah, that really rubbed me the wrong way. I had COVID, and I barely used Discord in the first place. It was a miracle I ever even saw his message to begin with. And then I spent 12 days not doing anything online, in bed. And during that time, apparently it changed his whole framing of the video in order to make it like a Trojan horse of cancel critical, because he didn't respond to my messages and ghosted me.
I want us to all be on the same side, you know? Like, it's us against pedophiles. We don't need to be fighting each other. And maybe that's a little bit my fault for kind of getting into drama with some of these channels when I should just focus on pedophiles. I don't know, I felt like it was I feel like it's an easy opportunity to make someone look dumb, and that's me showing my more bad side that I need to get rid of.
What the fuck is going on?
It's going to allow artists to make new kinds of art. Are you going to be a character in the film? So over time, I've put myself less and less in videos just because I don't want to be making myself into the hero of the story, you know? I don't want to be a hero. Like I've even said in my videos, if anything, I'm just the bad guy that hurts other bad guys. So I put myself less and less in the content besides the voiceovers, just because I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to be the hero. I'm not a hero. I'm not the hero. You guys are the heroes. You survivors are the heroes. What did I survive? Friggin' bullying in middle school, but I have never experienced something like CSA, and those are the real heroes. Even a mushroom here who says they are a CSA survivor and going out of their way and sharing their voice that needs to be heard. I think that's very important, and that's very empowering, and that's awesome. Y'all are the heroes.
Things were tough. Then, one day, while I was taking a hike this past summer, I received some messages that Max's latest video was especially vile. Before I talk about this, there's something else that I need to explain. For the sake of making this video trigger friendly when it comes to CSA in terms of visuals and visceral description, I'm providing my full account of why I personally feel like I am able to talk about this from personal experience and from a nuanced and educated perspective. And so I am going to provide that in an unlisted video in the video's description. If you don't feel like you need to watch it, then don't. It is pretty upsetting. For the people that don't want to or can't endure that, the TLDR is that I have been through 3 non-consensual experiences, 2 of which when I was a minor. What's important for this video specifically is that I was by another person when I was 15. The video that people were talking to me about was called You Can't Hurt Me. Max had a heavily censored version on his YouTube, but he directed his patrons to look at the uncensored and what he considered to be a much better version and advertised that in the censored version.
Now, I present to you a glimpse into our movie, You Can't Hurt Me. Just kidding. The YouTube team has informed me that this trailer is too spicy. So if you want to see the full trailer, then you'll have to go to Patreon or find it somewhere else on the internet. But in the meantime, please enjoy this censored version.
Anyways, for the sake of not making this video longer than it needs to be, I'm going through the uncensored cut only. I'm going to be leaving out triggering details for the most part, but if you want to watch it yourself, if you have ever been through SA of any kind or have epilepsy, I recommend skipping this one. We see a man half-heartedly carrying a young girl before pushing her to the ground. He picks her back up. Schizophrenic religious images flash as we see the girl with her hands chained in a Christ-like symbol. So an orifice-like hole in the wall pulls onto her. So that goes on for a bit, and then we see this. There is a type of hole in the wall with a flower in it. From a minute 26, we have a man thrusting with more single frame cuts to something else and used condoms dropping onto the floor. Around 30 seconds later, he leaves. We are less than 15% through the video. From there, we have a mostly classic Max video, with the asterisk that it was mostly written by ChatGPT. A lot of his monologues is accompanied by, like, kind of early AI art vibe. I am not kidding. The next 4 minutes are a prose POV that he did. That is basically, POV, you are getting sex trafficked. He then talks about the potential of AI to do good or bad for pedo hunting and human trafficking. I do not know what the hell this video is. It is very strange. It does not fit with what precedes and concludes it at all. It is very jarring. So 8 minutes after that begins, it's finally over and we get to part 2. Apparently, the girl herself is the one who wrote the title in blood, Alone in the Room, which I would rather not discuss the implications of. He talks of his supposed 3.5-hour informational documentary, which hasn't come out by the time this video does. Who knows if it ever will? Could have just been a bit of a grift to pay for the month's bills. It would not be the first time he made hollow promises to both his audience and the people he worked with. Then, this.
Hola, Dora.
Hello, Dora. So, Filthy Frank, I'm sure many people are familiar with him, now known as Joji. Fun fact, I am a Joji fan. Look at that. Wow, that was random. Anyways, I actually did not plan that, but he had a song called Dora the Explorer. I am almost positive I cannot play the song, so I'm going to read the lyrics and probably censor them. The lyrics to that song, or at least the chorus, are Dora the Explorer, Dora the Explorer, bitch looked good for a 4-year-old. So that was super clear satire. If you listen to the whole song, very clear satire. What is this? Because, I'll by the end, you know that this is Dora the Explorer, because he even does wordplay with it. What is this? Max does have a pretty well-documented past of using other pieces of pre-existing media he likes to get some form of hype. Whether this is The Matrix, Gmod, or most commonly, Hotline Miami. So let's talk about the implications of a lot of this video. So we know through the monologue that he gives to Dora, Max created her, which presumably means that he contained her and facilitated or allowed her to be. I have to assume this wasn't intentional and is truly just piss poor writing. But here we are. Dora la Devoradora. There you go. At the end, we see this little girl walking off with blood covering her face and mouth, with the message, "Protect our descendants." Having experienced something similar to this, naturally, not nearly to the scale and severity, but still, I was utterly and completely unprepared for this. Max does have a tendency to be extreme in his visuals, but this was beyond anything I knew to look for. It made me spiral to a level that I couldn't quite recognize at the time. At that moment, I began having a pretty bad anxiety attack that culminated a few days later in me fearing Max made that video for me. Obviously, this is completely illogical and insane, but it should just go to the level I had lost myself in this. Not only had I damaged my ability to work on YouTube, something that I genuinely enjoy more than anything else in my personal life, I had taken several steps back in my mental health until I was able to figure out how to properly heal and protect myself. I took a step back.
I don't think, that is to say, I don't think CP should be available to people. I think that is crossing a line that goes beyond. I don't think we should draw, I don't think there should be artists who draw lolly porn. I don't think there should be porn stars that are above the age but pretend to be like below their age. I don't think cuties should be illegal. Cuties should be illegal. I agree. That is child exploitation. Learning history is important. Learning how awful the world is important. Unlicensed morgue? Exactly. That is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Take the edge off, but it's not good for you. Don't drink alcohol if you can help it. Okay.
I can't in good conscience support someone who films and posts simulated child rape as a means to raise money for their Patreon. At 1350 in your newest upload, you simulate a victim of child sex trafficking being raped before turning into an alien monster. And you admit that this video is to gain patrons. You specifically say in your most recent post, while this project acts as a fundraiser, I want to emphasize that you should not feel obligated to increase your patronage if you cannot afford it. Simulating child rape as a plan to raise money is another form of child exploitation. I appreciate your comment, and I genuinely understand the concerns you've raised. This is a conversation that's critical to have, and it's one that I've had with myself numerous times throughout this project. Firstly, I want to emphasize that no real person was exploited in the making of this film. The actress involved in the scene you mentioned is a consenting adult, and her character is not a child, but an advanced general intelligence, experiencing human-like exploitation, bro, what the fuck? No! Dude, do you understand that that is just like a less creative way of doing the no, she's actually a 10,000-year-old dragon monster. She just chooses to look like a 6-year-old. You don't understand. Anyways, let's keep on going and see what he says. This doesn't trivialize the gravity of the depicted situation, but offers a nuanced explanation of the issue. The abhorrent reality of human trafficking is a tragedy that I believe is underrepresented in media. It's a horrifying reality that can't be fully captured or comprehended in any medium. The victims are real people living through unimaginable traumas,
It is their experience that I want to bring attention to, not to exploit their suffering, but create an awareness and incite change. To ignore this issue or to shy away from it in fear of its grim reality is a disservice to those affected and allows such atrocities to continue in the shadows. As a filmmaker, you call what you made there a film? I think that one alone could get you arrested. Fucking freak.
Yeah, dude, don't worry. I went from watching the lolly to making it.
Fucking creepy fucking freak. Back to what he said.
It is a challenging task to balance the rawness of reality with the aesthetics of storytelling, particularly when it comes to matters as deeply unsettling as this. It is, however, through this challenge that we can create conversations, shift perspectives, and potentially contribute to change in society. Through this project, I've endeavored to use art as a vehicle for awareness and change, while maintaining the utmost respect for the victims. The scenes in question, while admittedly graphic, were intended to provide a visceral, unflinching depiction of the reality of child trafficking. They are meant to disturb, not for the sake of sensationalization, but to awaken a reaction strong enough to inspire action. I hope this clarifies the intention behind my project, and I invite any further conversation on this matter, as it is through these dialogues that we can progress as a society.
Oh my god. He's gonna fucking blow my brains out, dude. So A Mushroom comes back with the slam dunk. There are ways of approaching the issue of human trafficking without cinematically depicting a child rape scene. Please read about re-victimization. I don't see you filming a fake child rape scene for your own monetary gain as anything different than people depicting a child sexual act in drawings for their own monetary gain. Is it okay to draw lolly porn as long as there are some abuse statistics from Google next to it? People ask you not to film rape scenes of implied children is not shying away from the issue. We are all aware that this happens, and your depictions of this as a means of gaining money on your Patreon comes off as a gross fetishization of child trafficking and sexual abuse. It would also be great if you responded to issues like a human rather than having AI or someone else proofread your responses, because we all know you don't actually talk like this from your videos. Holy fuck. Are you starting to wonder why he got fucking wasted on his Patreon stream after this? Are you starting to wonder?
It's evident you feel strongly about this issue, as do I. I want to take the opportunity to address your points and hopefully clarify the intention behind my work. The concept of re-victimization is one that I'm intimately familiar with, both from research and personal experiences.
Excuse me, Max? I'm sorry, what? What do you mean by that? Because you've re-victimized people? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I know that you haven't been re-victimized. Like, you've said that yourself. That's why I know it. So, don't try revising, alright?
It's a real painful phenomenon that we must take into account whenever we approach such delicate topics. However, the character in the scene you've referred to is not a child, but an AGI, portrayed by a consenting adult. Dude, it looks like a child and you call it Dora! Dude, are you actually stupid? Are you this dumb? Are you this stupid?
I cannot believe that you're actually, like, dying on this hill. You are a disgusting waste of fucking space, Max STRYKER. This crucial distinction is what separates the depicted narrative from any form of child exploitation. No, it doesn't. It looks like a fucking child. It looks like a child, Max. You're fucking retarded. I hate you. So fucking just disgusting and inauthentic. Like, I am gonna be completely fucking honest. I have not read this since it came out, and I forgot what was said. This video fucked me up, man. I have been through oral rape. This video fucked me up. I have not read that conversation since this video came out. And like, I'm not I'm in a much better place now. I'm in a place where I'm not going to be triggered by it. But I am fucking disgusted right now. Understanding and fully seeing what Max's arguments here are, it is disgusting. It looks like a child, you fucking retard. I cannot fucking believe that you are using fucking lolly tactics to justify your use of an IRL depiction of fucking child rape. You sick, disgusting, vile piece of trash. Let's keep on reading his response. I apologize for my emotions. Need a bit of water. Many existing methods of raising awareness have fallen short or become obscure by less meaningful distractions. Okay, I'm sorry for having a whine literally every single time he says something, but he is talking about Pick-A-Side YouTube and PedoTube, both of which were more concerned about him getting relevance and drama than actually doing anything about child rape. Shut up. Shut up. I cannot believe that you managed to make the topic of child exploitation about yourself. You are the most narcissistic, disgusting pile of trash I've ever had the displeasure of covering. I'm so excited to never talk about you again. This is exactly why I've taken the route of creating visceral, realistic narratives. Not to exploit or fetishize the horrors, but to capture their gravity and urgent need for action. I've worked with survivors who have shared their painful experiences with me, all the while encouraging me to portray their struggles in a way that can be understood by the average person. Max, the average person has an IQ above 60. They don't need to be seen visceral rape to understand what child exploitation is. I am a CSA survivor. I guarantee you, actual CSA survivors, 99% of them do not fucking want this. You are a freak. They're the heart of this project, and their experience deserves to be told with courage, sincerity, and respect. Your concerns are important to me. However, my core audience, comprising largely of parents and victims of abuse, have expressed their continued support for the project. That's not true. They believe, as I do, that shedding light on these dark realities can lead to change. The comparison to lolly porn is troubling because it misses the core intent behind the film. The depiction of the character in the scenes isn't for sexual gratification or fetishization, even though she's shown with a cock in her mouth. She also bites down on the cock, spits it out and stuff. And she's also shown to be chained and then vaginally raped, if I recall correctly. Anyways, but to portray the disturbing truth of a real-world issue. While it's crucial to avoid gratuitous or exploitative content, we can't let this fear prevent us from showing the harsh realities victims face. That's so true. At the same time, you did not need to show the rapist getting super fucking excited and happy about raping. And then the little girl having a cock in her mouth, and being orally raped, actually visually showing that. So that was never necessary in any way. As for the monetary aspect, the funds raised through Patreon are used solely to support the project and to fuel its impact. They're not a personal gain, but a means to fund research, amplify the message, and bolster real-world change. Films are costly to produce, and having the necessary funds ensures that we can continue to work towards raising awareness and driving action against human trafficking. With all of that said, I'm always open to growth and learning. This is a complex issue, and I don't claim to have all the answers. Just almost all of them. I am wholly committed to creating meaningful, impactful work that speaks to the heart of matter, and if there are alternative ways to achieve this, I'm more than willing to consider them. If you could suggest a method of portrayal that faithfully represents the realities of human trafficking and leave a lasting impression on a mass audience, I genuinely invite you to share it with me. My primary goal is to catalyze as much change as possible, and that's the driving force behind my current approach. However, I remain open to a new perspective and strategies that help amplify the impact of my work. In this pursuit, your contribution can be invaluable. We may not see eye to eye on the specifics, but I believe we share a common goal to make a difference in the fight against human trafficking. Like, again, really coming off GPT, like, I'd never see a human speak this way, man. The more you respond, the more I realize how painfully ignorant you are to reality. I would maybe have been able to eventually overlook this, but your responses are just digging you into a hole that now has me question your intentions with every video you've made. I don't think you are as familiar with re-victimization as you claim to be, that you do not care about what you found. You've used your quote-unquote CSA audience as a shield for too long. You are aware your audience is primarily children, and you claim to take direction from your child audience. But you have also said in your IMVU video that kids are dumb and corporally incapable of knowing what's good for them. So if children are stupid, why are you taking direction from a demographic that isn't emotionally developed enough to know what is and is not a healthy coping mechanism? Something being cathartic does not make it inherently healthy or healing. And more questions on being re-victimization. Didn't you use CSA survivors as decoys in the past? During Kids Chat, what was the thought process behind including an alleged audio clip of a child being raped to death? Is that a real clip? If so, how do you not consider this re-victimization? If not, why are you presenting it as a real clip? During IMVU, what was the thought process behind including Casey's video? This is where you raped and murdered me. Is this a real clip? If so, how do you not consider this re-victimization? If not, why are you presenting it as a real clip? During Believable Abusers, what was the thought process behind telling the audience that Haley was sexually abused by her doctor? What about people like me who are CSA survivors but disagree with you, saying that what you are doing in this most recent video is harmful and exploitative? Does that not matter because it goes against what you want? Because you did say the fully formed adults who disagree with me can say what they want. They are pedophiles. I don't take you seriously when you say you care more about my outlook and opinion because of this. The comparison to lolly porn should be troubling because it is a valid parallel to make. The title of your video is This Little Girl. That implies that regardless of whether or not it is supposed to be a human or AI, it is supposed to depict a human child. This is the same kind of argument people who watch lolly porn make. It's not a child even though she looks and acts like one. She's actually a 500-year-old alien, so it makes it okay! That's what I said! Okay. Sorry. In your eyes, as long as you are bringing awareness, it is okay to profit off of fictional depictions of children being raped. You can try to spin it in any way that you want, that you're bringing awareness that is cathartic for your child audience that doesn't know any better, and you're trying to incite change, but the end result is the same. You are profiting off of simulated child rape. And you are, in fact, getting monetary gain. You told us in your Q&As that you do YouTube full-time, so unless you've taken up a full-time job that pays for all of your living expenses, you are making a profit off of this. If you are really trying to only fund your project, then a less shady and scammy way of doing it would be laying out the cost of film and writing and starting GoFundMe to reach a set monetary goal instead of asking for monthly ongoing support for a project that you already admit is halfway done. This is like how free trials get people. If you ask people to sub to your Patreon just to fund the project, after the project is over, they'll just forget, and their card will keep getting charged. It's really difficult to take what you're saying in good faith when your channel hasn't taken any other approach when depicting these issues. You only ever posted cinematic horror videos. Many existing methods of raising awareness have fallen short or become obscured by less meaningful distractions. I don't think you actually believe this. Upper Echelon did the documentary series investigating and exposing how TikTok directly enables child sexual exploitation through the live feature, and it gained a significant amount of academic praise. It was horrifying without the need to use horror movie props. If you need horror movie props to convince people child exploitation is painful and scary, that speaks more to your inability to convey raw human emotion and struggle authentically, rather than everyone else's inability to understand the severity of the issue. If you are unable to do justice to the struggles of survivors in a way that is authentic and humane, then I really don't think you're qualified to be handling real stories of abuse, which makes me glad all of your past videos where you were being a decoy and not bastardizing real survivor stories. A method of portraying faithful and accurate representations is to stop making it a cinematic horror movie. Go out into the real world and volunteer. Make a vlog showing volunteer opportunities and talk to real humans affected by this issue. Interview real professionals in the field. Interview therapists. Interview advocates. Maybe start a fundraiser instead of lining your own pockets. There are people out there making a real difference, and I don't believe you have made a conscious effort to look. Anyone who is a legitimate advocate to end human trafficking or sexual exploitation in children would not put faith in a fictional depiction of a child AI hybrid being raped and then turned into a B-horror love child of Predator and Wolverine. You can continue to engage with these poorly scripted PR responses, but at the end of the day, I know nothing I will actually say makes a difference to you. You even said that yourself, that anyone who disagrees with you is a pedophile, right? You are always going to refer to people who do not challenge you, people who don't challenge you or your methods, because it gives you a pass to do whatever you want. I'm glad more people are getting wise to who you are and how you operate, and I'm ashamed that it took me this long to realize I was lining pockets of someone that uses child abuse as a means to profit and paint himself as a hero. I honestly was hoping you were better than that, but it's clear you are as much like everyone else who profits off of exploitation. Good luck to you.
So Caitlin has disappeared. I guess they are a mushroom, and they don't want to talk here, at least. I'm sure I'll see a post about me later, how I'm wrong and stupid. But I just want to have a conversation here. If there's something to fix, I want to fix it. MAMAMAX, why don't you respond to them or email them? Patreon gives you their email. Because, but all of the work I do is dedicated to this work. If I wanted to, like I said, if I wanted to make money, if my goal was to make money, I would be in the frickin' stock market.
I'm not gonna get a job when the only goddamn openings are at McDonald's, which, by the way, I fucking applied before and they didn't even hire me.
I don't like asking for Patreon money. I have to, because I don't make money on YouTube like all other YouTubers do. I don't make money off sponsorships like all other YouTubers do. This is my only funding, and I use this funding to make these projects.
I'm lucky to have some of the same colleagues I talk to now, but at the time I deleted my Discord, cut everyone off, and just started focusing on my job. I have complex PTSD, which is something I feel like I've talked about in another video, but that is part of what caused such an extreme response.
Film or change the trailers? If not, do you understand the potential harm you could cause to the very people you claim to care about and want to defend? I look forward to trying to make the Q&A so I can reiterate these, since my community posts are being outright ignored. We already addressed all this. If you want me to walk back the insanely graphic, triggering parts, you will have to present to me some evidence that shows that it is harmful, not potential harm based on your opinion from being triggered. All right, that is, I'm not trying to be mean here, but I put trigger warnings for a reason. I put the uncensored version content on Patreon and not YouTube for a reason.
Just kidding. The YouTube team has informed me that this trailer is too spicy. So if you want to see the full trailer, then you'll have to go to Patreon, or find it somewhere else on the internet.
I told one of my friends that I still talk to now, the video had just dirtied everything for me. I think it was the shock and disappointment. he'd go this far on a channel he claims to be for the children. I used the solid 6 months I took up to try to put myself back together and became stronger mentally. Through that and exploring my consciousness, I realized part of this burnout was the result of this video series I was trying to make. I could see it in the script that I made. I never wanted to make these types of videos. I felt like I had to, and that there wasn't really any in-depth reporting on Max beyond the X's. However, I now have a full-time job, and it would be absolutely impossible for me to make something that would do this topic justice, to cover it in full and give it all the time that it deserves. This is my only outlet, and I want to make the content I want to do. In the midst of all of this, though, I saw that Max was getting heat once again. This time, it was for similar stuff he had gotten flack for in the past. No, not the abusing women stuff. This is actually his third attempt to set the internet on fire. The first 2 times were PedoTube and Pick a Side YouTube, respectively, widely mocked by the greater YouTube community. This was different though, as instead of going after everyone, he specifically went after Moist Critical. Somehow, like last week, I think, I got the chance to be on Lyrics' stream only a few days after finding out about all of this. Rather than trying to go into it with some kind of very serious attitude, I decided to knock Max a few pegs down by illustrating his past I already had direct access to on my channel. 2 days after that, I was on a call with MAMAMAX. A massive thank you to Colton for getting me onto that call. Go subbed in. I am only including my questions for the length of this video, but I recommend checking out Colton's call, and, for that matter, watching Lyrics and Mudahar's calls the night before. So, we are all caught up now, and before I put all of this to bed for once and for all, I want to go over what Max and I talked about, and wrap up some stuff on my end. I will probably continue linking good videos as they come out, but I do not plan on ever making a video about Max again, unless something insane happens and it requires a big update. The victims on the call did confirm their last evidence was obtained 3 years ago, with 2018 contact made with the FBI. Max continuously defends his actions of releasing the story half-baked with the comment, "There is an urgency to break the story." However, we know that Max has been working with them for 2.5 years, which certainly throws this statement into question. After I left, he further confirms that this time he did not even bother contacting the police about this. I want to emphasize that I have absolutely nothing against the survivors. I wish them the best of luck, and I issue my concern out of care for them. I hope they're able to get someone who is properly able to take care of the case. And I know, for my part, I will be getting in contact with federal authorities about Camden. Even with the urgency of this case, Max could not take 5 minutes to do that. Kai, Spencer, everyone else affected by Camden who has not come out. please stop using Max. Or, much better put, please stop letting him use you. As I explained earlier, this is just the latest of Max's campaigns to get attention on his hemorrhaging channel. There is proof of this both via the accessible Patreon information we have, which I will briefly show, and the flimsiness of the claims he made with his first two. With the last data I've analyzed from 6 months ago, he had around 3,400 patrons, netting at least 15K a month. In both cases for the videos he made, he claimed he was being unfairly targeted and taken down. In both cases, he re-uploaded the video without the offending content that got it taken down, and they are both still up to this day. Unfortunately, controversy also surrounds his first dip into the pedo hunting scene. It is all but confirmed Max's first one of these, Cartoon Inc., was manufactured by him to symbolize all of ElsaGate. He tried to make it into a dramatic pedo cult, which was hypnotizing children, yet could only show a minute of footage which looked nearly identical to his intro at the time.
Okay, guy. Your 4-year-old editing skills and VHS effects don't impress me. Reason why I originally broke off to talk about ElsaGate, besides the fact that they are similar to the effect that their comment sections make you want to vomit, are these tableaus. I originally hypothesized that these tracings might have been linked to an ARG, but based on what I now know from this channel, it might be the work of an ElsaGate cult. I can't believe I just said that. Fortunately, and unfortunately, YouTube erased every trace of Cartoon Incorporated, as my team and I had mass reported them immediately after we saw the transgressions taking place. It's troubling because I didn't think to archive the entire collection of their uploads until it was too late. There's nothing left. Annihilation.
Yeah, just kept doing that until I made Cartoon Incorporated, and that's when everything changed. That's when I was like, we got the pedo, and I remember talking to him doing my fucking shitty voice mod where I was pretending to be a little girl. And y'all can even see it in the video. Like, I'm having just so much fun. Like I felt like I was about to ruin this dude's life for being a piece of shit. And yeah, it just felt really good. I don't know what else to say. Like, it sounds really like surface level. Like, it's not that deep.
Furthermore, videos like Kids Chat and IMVU have segments either making content out of the suffering of real children or lying to make a case seem more interesting and engaging. Max claims in the first case, a pedo he talked to earlier in the video on a separate app made with a separate email hacked into his personal email and sent an audio file of a little girl getting... This isn't impossible, I guess. But I'm mostly saying that because I can't prove it.
Last Man Standing. Taken but Sad, 2020. He never added me on Skype or Discord. I guess he's too smart for that. He did, however, find my catfish email that's attached to those accounts. Now, I have no idea how he did this. The only places I've used this email address were on Discord, Skype, and Children's Chat. And as far as I'm concerned, they don't publicly share that information. Unless there was a security breach or I forgot to privatize that info. I haven't the slightest clue how he was able to find it. But here he is. All he sent was an MP3 file. Labeled.
Just see what he says after.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's him. I don't even know if it's real. All I can tell you is what I heard. The screams of a girl and the panting of a man. I try to contain myself, reply with a friendly message, and send him a care package that I hope he opens, though he most likely won't. I feel defeated, but can't give up now. One more enemy to deal with.
He makes it about himself, in a very strange way in my opinion. In IMVU, Max claimed to enlist the help of 3 hackers to look into the private content of a YouTube channel. Again, I have only ever heard of this with unlisted videos, but perhaps there is some elite team that I've never heard of that can truly get into the mainframe. Either way, they show what they discover. In a vertically filmed video of a mattress in the forest covered with blood. A suicide note is written in the comments section. Strangely, it's written one line at a time rather than all at once, which coincidentally and conveniently looks a lot better scrolling down, which is the way that Max presents it.
A teenage girl, known only as the moniker KC157434, takes her own life after being groomed and raped by a man she met on the platform. And that fate is one shared amongst thousands of other children who also played the game. Allegedly, I have to say. 17 years after its launch date. But through an image search, we found a YouTube channel with a possible connection, simply named Casey, created back in 17 with 0 videos. Or rather, 0 public videos. After a bit of ingenuity, one of my hackers managed to extract some unlisted uploads from the channel, but out of respect for her privacy and safety, I will not show them, except for one. As usual, I send what I have found to the authorities, but predictably, as the many months have passed during the making of this video, they still haven't reached back out to me for additional information, and fucking nothing has been done yet. All except for the termination of her channel and IMVU account. Gee, thanks, law enforcement. I'm not going to make any claims because I have no idea what this is, if it's somehow tied to our guy or not, or whether it has anything to do with IMVU. I do not know for certain and will not say, even if the answer is unmistakable. Casey, whoever you are, whoever did this to you, I pray that you're still alive to see what we are about to do to this monster.
Then somewhere down the line, I think very recently even, like around the IMVU video, where you start to see the suffering that is caused to children by pedophiles. That is what kind of made me... It wasn't even the IMVU video, it was the kids chat video. The kids chat video where I was sent, the screams of a little girl. And that changed everything. That is like what solidified like what is important about the work I do, and I started to it made me want to stop doing it for myself just because it feels good, It made me want to actually care about what I'm talking about, because the shit children go through, CSA survivors in particular, is so fucking... It's... that is hell.
I'm not calling any of these in particular lies. But it does not make sense for so many coincidences to happen in this man's life, not just life, work, and videos that he publishes and puts out again and again and again. Finally, let's talk about some of Max's company that he's had over the years to help him with videos. Craig Beckett, Pedo, Slug, known doxer, flippantly accuses random people of being pedos because it's funny. Spider Centaur, posted revenge porn, and is known for making random Max fans cry when they try to post about them being damaged by his more graphic videos. These are not the kind of people you want around you. Max is not concerned with the truth. He wants money. Please be careful. And that is the last thing that I will say to the women. And if they continue to work with Max, that is their choice. Here are my questions.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify, did y'all get any new evidence since the last time y'all contacted the police?
So the most recent evidence that we got is from about 3 years ago or so. So that one did also get sent to the police, but we have not obtained anything since then because it was just us few members that had left and we did know each other's names.
Right. Spencer, I think it was you who said the last time that you contacted them was 3 years ago, right?
That wasn't me. That was another survivor.
Okay.
I had actually contacted the FBI when I left in 2018.
Okay. Max, I did have just a quick question for you. Just
please ask away.
Because I've been watching you since 2019, honestly. So I, in your last live, last night, I heard you say that you used to be into the pedo hunting, or you used to be a pedo hunter, but you aren't as much anymore. And so I was just wondering what changed, and if kind of the whole segment, I think it was IMVU, where maybe it was the one before though. No, I think it might have been Puppy Stomp, but the one where you talk about applications and everything. I was just wondering kind of if your sentiment or feelings around all of that has changed a little bit.
So thank you for the question, by the way. That was a very thoughtful question. So being a pedo hunter, if I hunt pedophiles the rest of my life, I don't think we will get anywhere in terms of protecting, like, children globally. I think we need to attack the system itself, and the best way to, like I said earlier in the stream, our best weapon and shield is education, and I feel like education is a better approach to addressing serious subject matter like this, rather than just, like, if you hunt pedophiles, you're probably gonna catch 100 in your life, but there's still millions left in the world. So I'd like to help prevent as much child exploitation as I can, which goes more into the systems and the behaviors of our species and all the more complex mechanisms that drive all of these behaviors.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. But just to clarify, like, are you still accepting applications for people who are doing things behind the scenes?
Applications in terms of, like, to work for me?
Like, right, like what you talked about in Puffy Stomp, like the people who have nothing left to lose.
So let's just say I'm starting a bounty. For those of you who would like to collect, simply email me the identity of our assailant. The first one to do so can consider themselves hired. Here are the rules. Do not try this at home if you don't know what you're doing. You have no idea the dangers you put yourself in when do-si-doing with these kinds of people. You must be 18 or older, and you must remain completely anonymous. And most importantly, this task is intended only for my people who have nothing left to live for. So join me at your own risk. We live only to end those who hurt others. And then finally, once you have found them, please do not bully or harass this person, because, well, we're gonna do a lot worse than that. But please leave that to me. So for those of you that remain, and you know who you are, please come with me. Yes, these videos have never been anything more than revenge porn at best. Otherwise, you could call it a sneak peek preview into a future snuff film if you want. The one that we are making of you. We are going to find you, come to your home, invade your house, strap you down, shove a camera in your ugly face, stream a red room with your name on it, and let the world watch as we crucify your carcass and skull rape your decapitated head. The very last memories of you will be your humiliated corpse. And then you will finally be famous. Of course, that's all just metaphorical, right, guys? Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? And we are going to continue our work, putting down anyone who dares lay their torturous hands on any child or animal ever again. I think I'd like to call it monstricide. I suppose that's where people like me fit into this puzzle. Hunting and threatening the monsters of this plane, pedophiles and Zeus sadists alike. The type of person who can offer victims justice. And you can trust me. We can offer these monsters a battle that they have no chance of winning.
sob story so I could humanize myself for you before I go full psycho. I can now cut the crap and tell you what I'm really feeling. Handling these degenerates is a bitter dish best served ice cold. Understandably, it is not to everyone's liking, but in the end, you can take me to court, IMVU, or you can certainly try. I will joyously burn you to the motherfucking ground. The kids who disagree with me can say what they want. They are kids. Kids are dumb and are corporeally incapable of knowing what's good for them. The fully formed adults who disagree with me can say what they want. They are pedophiles, and we are on our unwavering way to wiping them all out. Even if there was no good in doing what I do, I would still do it, just because I like it. So I will not stop. I will never stop. I will remain, conscripting my fellow psychopaths and nihilists by my side, who have been patiently waiting for a moment like this. At last, you will finally get the chance to taste the sweet flavor of murder. Intently aiming our hateful eyes at the tender throats of our vile enemies. They were deranged lunatics, and we are deliberate agents of chaos, purposefully deciding with our healthy minds to throw away our cozy little lives and consciously massacre not gentle and innocent children and animals, but massacre monstrous, powerful, predatory men, since there is no better prey out there than those who prey on others. It is simply in our nature as the apex predator, and with the level of bloodshed we can cause, oh, it will be biblical. So if the way to hell is paved with these good intentions, then I am simply coming home. Panic attacks. Looks like that day has finally come. So now, we will begin one of the most violent acts of monstricide to every pedophile who dwells within. And that brings us back to... I want to take them to a pair of pliers and a blowtorch, because there's too few goddamn guys who actually will. It does make me all the more grateful for the few of you who tune in.
We have a few options available to us. Remember those emails? Well, it would appear that there are those of you few who will watch my videos and then take matters into your own hands. Some of the brightest and darkest hunters I will ever have contact with. My employers agree with me. You all have limitless potential. And then you send me pictures of that specific pedophile or zoo sadist in various levels of distress. Anywhere from a simple mugshot of their battered face to unrecognizable chunks of gore marinating in a pool of coagulated blood.
Who will decidedly grant these predators the most nightmarishly violent punishments they could never even fathom. If you decide not to donate, thank you anyways just for enjoying the content, and it gets results. So despite what I said in the last chapter, his intestines will be flaccidly dangling out of his swollen rectum when we are done with him. But before we get to that, I wanted to say one last thing, and the even fewer of you who will carry out our will.
Who send you trophies and stuff?
I mean, I'm open to hiring people. I'm just a lot more careful now, because I I used to just talk to people online and get to know them and befriend them and then hire them. And that's landed me in a lot of hot water because there's a lot of crazy people online. Not to be mean to anyone, but it's just true. You never know who you're gonna get. And I've dealt with a lot of toxic people in my life. So I've been distancing myself a little bit, but I am still like looking for like to build a team. My process is a bit more. I'm a bit more careful now with who I choose to associate with.
What this showed to me is that he is still potentially willing to recruit people to commit real life violence, and he needs to be more careful.
I was always just like really curious while watching the uncensored ones, like on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Why are parts of it still censored?
If it's something that I feel like is going to get me into legal trouble, then I'll censor that. Or if it's something that has to do with like a survivor's identity, or if it's something like anything that I felt like could land me in hot water, I chose to censor that as well.
Kind of a random one, but do you think that Hotline Miami advocates for violence?
I mean, it certainly doesn't suppress it.
I fundamentally disagree with this and just asked to prove Max has no understanding of the game and its story and is co-opting it for his own agenda.
Which is, I feel like, so I've been studying Martin Luther King recently, and I feel his non-violent approach to things is probably better for us as a species. So I've taken a few notes out of his book, but I just love Hotline Miami, and I love the, I mean, you know how it is, dude. You've played, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and if in my fictional universe, you know, doing that to pedos, it just felt so cathartic to me as a creator, and obviously my audience who enjoyed it. But I think we have to evolve past violence.
Right. So the first video I ever watched of yours was Everlasting Summer, and
oh my god.
Yeah, that actually, like, funnily enough, like, still to this day, one of my favorite videos that you've ever made. I really
that's sweet, man. Thank you.
liked the split style of the interview. And I just was wondering, like, is there, like, more to that video than just the game, if that makes sense?
I think all my videos, I put a lot of myself into them, so yeah, there was a lot of personal stuff in there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
want to touch and feel. I want to know what's fucking real. To actually have control of the wheel. I don't want to just sit and watch as I rub and grip my crotch. I'm so bored of that shit, so stop. I can see they're just balloon boobs. I know it's all cartoon poon. I'm reminded every new moon, but I'm a savage and I liked it. I'm ravenous and I'm violent with anime in my privates. I'm just lonely and thirsty. I was only someone searching for mostly one to hold me. Or, you know, just someone who cares enough about me to be willing to at least be comfortable enough to make contact with my skin and not walk away ashamed and making excuses as to why I'm supposed to be an untouchable substance for them. This video was sponsored by no one. How are you feeling right now? When was the first time you played this game? Would you consider yourself a weeaboo? Or does this game contain any explicit material? Did you masturbate to this game? You can't start a new game and choose a different path. But I can remember her. She was there for me when I needed her. And no matter where she is now, a part of her will always be with me. A part of me will always be with her. Are you still talking about the game? Who are you talking about? And what about Lena?
But okay. For the record, I just want to say I don't. I don't know. I think it's unprofessional to put all the personal stuff in there. I mean, obviously, I don't make videos like that anymore, but yeah, I just want that to be out there.
Right. No, I get you. I get you.
But thank you for the questions, man.
Yeah, I just have one more.
Please.
So, and this is just, you know, for the old fans, but what was your favorite lolly review to make?
The hentai reviews?
How old is she?
15.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It is an anime that is about a sister who rapes her prepubescent brother with her friend.
My favorite.
Whatever. High school girls only need to know fashion and friends.
Is that true?
We turn dinner into a wild party.
Underage sexual intercourse with a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Probably. I don't know if you... I don't remember which one it was.
Woo! 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 You know what I'm doing tonight, guys? You know what I'm doing tonight? Stabbing people.
No, I do remember. Akone, Rikone. That's the one. That's the one.
I'm not looking that up. I just wanted to be able to say lolly. I want to make that very clear.
Where I beat my co-host.
Oh yeah, the slave.
Yes, the slave. Good memories, man. Thank you for welcoming me back.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for running with me, man. I really appreciate it.
Me too, dude.
cleared up a lot for me, and I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me on. I think that's just about all I had to say.
Thank you, Colton, for being respectful.
Thank you.
And
Of course.
thank you for bringing... What was his name again?
Simpleton.
Simpleton TV.
Yeah. Thank you so much for bringing him on. Appreciate
All right,
you.
have a good night. Have a
You
good
too.
night, everyone.
You too.
All right. All right. Sorry I didn't read donations. Let me read these. Scroll. Okay, I scrolled up as much as I can.
Finally, Max, if you're watching this now, I do have a few more questions for you. Out of total curiosity, you changing your last name has nothing to do with police reports that were filed under your old name, right? A citizen cannot start a criminal case that can put someone away in any sense, like you said. Are you aware of that? They can only file civil suits, which will get you money. What is the percentage of money going to the women and their case? Is it similar proportions to the proceeds of Puppy Stop?
Additionally, all of the ad revenue made from this video will be donated to one of my favorite animal shelters, Tacky Shelter, who has saved most precious lives from countless horrors. I am not the example to follow. I am just a dumbass, when there are genuinely much better people out there to take after. The real good guys.
I don't like asking for Patreon money. I have to because I don't make money on YouTube like all other YouTubers do. I don't make money off sponsorships like all other YouTubers do. This is my only funding, and I use this funding to make these projects.
Max confirmed in the AMA stream, most of his videos barely make $20. I'm sure the puppy shelter was very thrilled by his donation. The one time that your actions allegedly resulted in an arrest, it was one of your early pedo hunting videos. You claimed that one of the predators from an earlier video was sent to jail. Do you have any form of proof for this? It was very strange to me how you never hold back with anyone's faces, but you didn't show this one. Did you ever have serious plans to kill Pablo Sonny? Or was that video of the threat just another funny haha to freak him out? Where you said he was gonna die November something and it never happened? Given the fact that Taken But Sad 2020 could not have gotten your email from the site that you guys were on, how do you think he found it? What was your elite hacking process to find the Casey video from the Pablo Sonny video you made? Are you hoping to anger the police via social media into seriously looking into the case? What consequences, other than from Snellville PD, can come from this?
Look at their actions. Let us begin. If God appeared before you and told you to
Why
sacrifice...
is it always about children? Why is this... Okay, I'm gonna ask what we're all thinking. Why is this guy so weirdly focused on helping children, quote unquote? The guy seems to have some kind of insane fixation on, like, the children! He's like one of these Pizzagate people. It all comes back to guard our children! You are like a fucking childless 20-something. Why are you like this? It's kind of weird, man. If you were a dad, then maybe, but you're not, I don't think. So, like, why are you like this exactly? This is like an Opeth album cover. Why am I on 480p? This video goes up to 4K? You mean to tell me the Madam Web trailer has less production value than this cunt? What was the question? What would I do if God told you to sacrifice a child? Well, I mean, I guess if it was fucking God, like if it was actually God. Well, no, probably not, because I would just assume that I'm crazy. I feel like I would be very rational if I went crazy. Like, I would be like, no, I'm crazy. I know that that purple elephant isn't there. I feel like I would be very rational about it, so if God came to me, I think I would just assume that I was crazy, whether it was real or not. So I think I would probably not do it. I think I wouldn't. God, children above God. See, that answer makes me sound like a fucking weirdo.
On an exoplanet far away,
Oh, it's more children. Wow.
extraterrestrial factions of the same primitive species are at war with each other. They are both guilty for spilling the blood of children. Children! Based on the pattern among this species, who will win the war?
The internationally recognized faction, the non-member observer faction. Extinction. Well, obviously the fucking third one, because children. You're gonna kill all the children, so there can't be more people. So it's the third one. There you go.
If you were being brainwashed, do you think you could tell?
If you were watching trash, do you think you could tell?
Thank you.
Okay, this is just a fucking H.R. Giger image. Is this, or is this... Can anybody confirm that this is from the video game Darkseid 2? Is this... Did MAMAMAX kill Rita? Everybody in town fucked Rita except Mike! God damn it!
Hey, you missed, pal.
I feel like this is just the head from that one area in Darkseid 2. I don't know, this looks very Giger.
For your submission, here are the
Oh no, it's System Shock! You're right! It's... No, I'm wrong! It's System
scores
Shock!
will not be determined by your answers. It will be based on your behavior.
Okay.
Please proceed to the next section to complete your programming.
What the fuck is this AIDS? It's global warming, children in poverty. It's all about the children. This is so... So, like, the options here, right? What are the options with this? It's self-indulgent nonsense for his own ego. He's crazy and has some weird fucking fixation fetish on saving children. Or, it's, like, for money and it's meant to, like, exploit the suffering of the actual suffering and endangering of children. Like, this is just kind of making a weird fucking farce of the whole thing. So whatever answer it is isn't very good. It's not, none of it's good.
I would say one of the things that really
maybe all three, yeah.
me, and that
I love kids, Charlie. I love kids. That was MAMAMAX's actual response to Critical when he wouldn't watch his video.
Child comes up to you and steals your sweet roll. Your mom just baked you that sweet roll. Do you A, punch that child? B, steal his sweet roll back? Do you C, try to talk to the child and get to know him better? Maybe he'll give you a sweet roll of his own. Yeah. Keep in mind, this will determine what class you play later.
On March 18th, 2016, Spencer, a 16-year-old girl from Wiley, Texas, mysteriously disappeared, ensnared in a dangerous sex cult led by a child.
That's a real shame. People probably shouldn't try to go off into the vampire cult, you know.
A predator.
Probably, I don't know. I feel like you were old enough at that point to know that that's a dumb idea. I'm sorry.
Posing as a werewolf.
No, I know, victim blaming. I'm sorry, but it's just, come on. The vampire cult? Man.
The man had recruited hundreds of young children.
Very, very unfortunate.
Subjecting them to sending CP, kidnapping, assault.
Why do you need to have the spooky filter on your voice? I haven't even mentioned that yet. You know, it's bad enough when fucking Nexpo does it. I've talked before about how much I cannot stand Nexpo's videos anymore. His fucking... It's the same as this. It's this overproduced nonsense that's like up his own ass, ego-driven shit. Like, I made a joke about how it's dumb that this person tried to join a vampire cult, but, man, like, I feel like that's more respectful than this guy doing a fucking goofy voice while he talks about this whole situation. Like, mine was a joke. This is a whole video where you're talking in this stupid fucking down-pitched thing. Why? Why does it need to be scary? Shouldn't it be scary enough that such a thing like this happens on its own? Do we really need you to, like, dramatize it in this fucking way? Just your voice. Well, his money's a lot better, though, and probably... I mean, He's got a lot of it. You might as well ask for some. Pull a Harry Dubois. Just walk up to a rich person sometime and go, "You look pretty rich. Can I have some money?" You might pass the skill check. They'll just give it to you because they value your boldness and they're also a relic of the disco age. You've welcomed a diverse range of guests. As a father yourself. Why are you doing this? I don't know if, is Max a father? Is that what's happened? Did he have a kid and this is like happened because of that? Because if he's not a dad himself, I mean, it's already weird if he is, but fuck, this is very strange. Not just the fact that he's like a single mid-20s guy who's doing this. Well, I don't know if he's single, but I don't believe he's a father. No, he's very much alone. Yeah, and I'm sure he craves children in his life. You know, he wants to raise one, I mean. I'm sure that's all I mean by that. But yeah, he's specifically targeting people and being like, you know, as a father. Wow, this guy sucks. Oh my god, guys, look, MAMAMAX is real. Oh, so everybody's talking about Sniper Wolf and not his thing, and he's sad. Oh, that's what it's about. Oh, I see. Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelts. Why didn't Charlie talk about me and the victims? My thing and the victims thing. Why didn't he talk about any of that? He just talked about Sniper Wolf, that fucker. I see now. Now it's all come clear. Now it's all clear. I see.
His heinous crimes, the lives he's shattered.
Yeah, I have no way of really knowing if this guy is even really a bad person. Like, at this point, it's starting to sound really incredibly sus that hundreds of people couldn't get the police involved to stop this guy. Get Corpse Husband and Critical to talk about it, and Sniper Wolf. Don't need to get the police involved anymore. The law has failed. We can just put that one to rest. I mean, the law does fail sometimes. That's a fact. But man, I don't know. How hard did you try? How many calls? Was it 2? Was it 3? Was it 5? How many calls to the police was it, Max? And all the people, all the various people involved in this. I mean...
Often receive a fraction of the attention granted to the latest internet scandal.
So again, he is genuinely... This is the cinematic Venom video. This is the cinematic Venom video where it's clearly that this is... It's very, very clear the moment you read between the lines that this is all just being done for his own purposes because people didn't give him attention and now he's mad. Look at the little face he gives here.
Of the attention.
My video got no attention.
The latest internet scandal. The survivors following. We want you.
So the idea here, I guess it's probably not intended to actually fucking brainwash people, but the idea was, hey, Mr. Beast, you gotta see this. Alright guys, what's up? Everybody's telling me to watch this crazy new video from MAMAMAX. And then, like, Mr. Beast is gonna react to this? Is Sniper Wolf gonna react to this? Like, Anthony Fantano was on that list. Why would Anthony Fantano... Like, what? I guess I'll fucking spread the word. Maybe he can, like, retweet it. This is like that shit where, like, apparently now every celebrity needs to have an opinion about everything. You know, every celebrity needs to have something to say about every fucking thing in the entire fucking world that ever fucking happens, or is going to happen, or didn't happen, or could have happened. And we're all supposed to judge every opinion that they ever have about everything. So fucking Sniper Wolf is supposed to, with her fucking tiny pea brain, and Anthony Fantano, who just talks about music, and fucking Mr. Beast and XQC with his tiny fucking pea brain are all supposed to watch this video. And apparently, even though this has nothing at all to do with the style of content they make or the tone of content they make, they're supposed to, like, what? Not just retweet it, but I guess also, like, make a video about it and be like, I can just imagine the Anthony Fantano video. He shows up, he gives it a red flannel. And he's like, yeah, you know, trafficking kids, it's not good. Sniper Wolf 2 would be like, bro is trafficking kids. Bro is a vampire. No, that's him. That's Morbius. I guess, do we want that? Do we really want Mr. Beast reacting to this? Like, imagine the dystopian fucking world in which this video actually, like, what it claims to want. To brainwash the influencers. It obviously doesn't want to brainwash them, but it wants them all to see it. It wants them all to talk about them. Well, I say obviously it doesn't want to brainwash them. I don't know, this guy seems fucking nuts, so maybe it does. Yeah, he wants, like, XQC to make a profit off of these people also. Because, like, that's the way it would happen, right? It would be Mr. Beast making, like, a profitable video about, like, guys, you gotta make sure that this guy, and like, what the fucking horrible, like, the horrible fucking, this guy, I mean, I'm sorry, this fucking guy is just some dude that this fucking MAMAMAX guy is telling us is apparently the guy. Maybe he is. Maybe he's guilty. Maybe he did it and he deserves to go to jail, but he sure hasn't been decided that way, one way or another, by a fucking trial, by a jury. Are we just supposed to have Corpse Husband decide that this guy's guilty and put out a fucking search party for him? Is that what this video is asking to happen? Okay, before one last video, I wanna listen to this. Oh! All right, Brains, you here? You guys ready for the rap god? Is this like, is this like what he thinks like rap songs do, like before the song starts, when it's like, hey, yo, yo, turn the music up, turn me down. This one's for the money. Is he doing that sort of thing? The Jay-Z? It kind of sounds like he's like mumbling a bit. Don't try to pray, cause you're the prey. Oh man, the bars right there. Okay, good. We got lyrics. Does it say what this? No, this is still indeterminate grumbling at the beginning. And then you have your own captions up underneath the video captions. You're the I'm gonna make you so fucking famous, Zach. Whoever this guy is, I guess. Like, this is what I mean. Like, if this video is about someone, who's Zach? Is this directed at someone? I don't know. It's just called MAMAMAX Pray. Is this just you doing a horrible rap song? Or is it about an actual child abuser? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? It's a spiritual lyrical miracle. In hell with me. Wait, why is he in hell with you? Why are you in hell? What did you do? If that guy went to hell, why are you also in hell? Are you the devil? Doesn't that make you worse than this guy? Why are you in hell with him? Okay. This debt with head, this is just unbelievable. My little play thing till the end. And then the video too, him like kind of just standing there a little bit. It's like not even a beat on this. I mean, it's like, it sounds like a rap song kind of, but it's not a rap, it's just da 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 ba 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 ba, and there's not like a tempo or anything. Oh, here we go. oh no, what's this part now? Oh, it's not good. Subtitle error detected. Okay, now it actually is a rap. We're the pred. These demons. Okay, this is not on beat. This is so bad. Holy shit. This is so... I have such a smile on my face of how bad this is. I don't... I love terrible things, obviously. I mean, I'm a big fan of things that are awful. So, like, this brings me such joy as I recognize that every part of this is as bad as it can be. My ears, they bleed. Oh my god, that's awful. That... Oh, it's not on beat. And another subtitle error. Why are there so many subtitle errors? Fix your subtitles, Max. Jesus, Japanese! I don't know how such evil sins could be allowed. So I can be alone. What are these lyrics, though? What the fuck is this? To exist, let a kiss. Laying still, seeing ill. Oh my god. So the weird gap here, and there's like nothing even there, nothing even happens. There's just a weird like pause for no reason. And then it's so fast and there's no rhythm to it. And it's laying still, seeing nil, like he's dead, I guess. Is this like gravity eyelids? Ceiling spill, unhealing fill. I'm sorry. Okay, you didn't say those words. Those are not words that you said. You cannot say ceiling spill at that speed. You can't. You're not bus driver. You're not able to do that. I don't even think he could say those words specific. Those are hard words to say quickly. That is not something you actually said there. Okay, those words just fade into nothing.
I suck his dick with a smile for hours at a time. Stare at his nutsack while I hold back my cum tonight. When he asks me what position, I say doggy style. And when they ask me what position, I say doggy style. The fact is, I can never get off of this fat dick. And all that they can ask is, I just wanna smack it. Here's what the fact is, he can put my asshole in a casket. Asshole in a casket. So you can see I'm coming, but you won't see me nothing. I'll just keep on sucking. I'm good, yeah, I'm good. And if he sucks my pussy, I will become dizzy. But it keeps us busy, I'm good. I've been working for boys for so long. I've been flirting with boys for so long. I just been hurting for so long. It's real. So long, it's real. It's so long, it's real. Always being judged by a bunch of sexy faces. Sticking up the guys, haven't seen a girl in ages. But I've been places, kissing guys' faces. Kissing guys' faces. Kissing guys is all that I have